The NBA is supposed to be the pinnacle of basketball. These are the world's best athletes, the brightest stars, the most elite performers on the planet. But what happens when that elite level completely falls apart? What happens when legends become liabilities? When multi-million-dollar plays turn into historic disasters? Today, we're counting down the 10 most embarrassing moments in recent NBA history, and I'm not just talking about bad games. I'm talking about moments that made players, teams, and the entire league collectively say, did that really just happen? This is the stuff of NBA legend, and not in a good way. Let's get into it. Number 10, James Harden's AI beard nightmare. When James Harden decided to celebrate his legendary beard with an AI animated short, he probably thought it was a great idea. Fear the beard, right? Iconic, legendary, a tribute to one of the most recognizable beards in basketball history. Then the video dropped and the internet collectively lost it. Fans immediately started roasting the AI slop and they called it, the animated Harden looked like a robotic version of himself that you'd see in a low-budget video game from 2008. His face was uncanny, his proportions were wrong, and worst of all, his jersey literally said Uno instead of his name. The NBA draft reference said Ona Dran. His entire appearance was glitchy, cartoonish, and absolutely hilarious for all the wrong reasons. Well, technology sometimes makes you look worse, not better, and Harden learned that lesson the hard way when his tribute to his iconic beard became the internet's newest punchline. The video was supposed to celebrate his brand, instead it became a masterclass in how not to use AI. Number 9, Dillon Brooks' bench technical. Dillon Brooks has built a reputation as the NBA's resident villain. He talks trash, he chirps at officials, he gets in people's faces, but here's the thing, he's usually on the court when he does it. Not this time. During a Suns-Warriors game, Brooks was injured and sitting on the bench in street clothes and sunglasses, just vibing. But even vibing, Brooks couldn't keep his mouth shut. He was relentlessly talking to the officials, trash-talking from the sideline like a guy at a local gym, and then the whistle blew. Technical foul. Dillon Brooks got a technical foul while sitting on the bench in street clothes. The crowd absolutely erupted. Even Draymond Green was laughing at the absurdity. Isaiah Livers was literally trying to cover Brooks' mouth to prevent the inevitable penalty, but it was too late. This is embarrassing not because Brooks got a technical, it's embarrassing because he got it while doing nothing. He didn't even have to be on the court to embarrass himself.
So Brett Mansell, he's got the shades on the bench, chirping at Brett Mansell.
Number 8, LeBron's playoff implosion. LeBron James in the playoffs is usually clutch. He's the guy you want with the ball in his hands. He's the veteran leader, the king. But in the first round against the Rockets, LeBron turned into the opposite version of himself. In Game 4, he had 8 turnovers and shot 2 of 9. 8 turnovers from LeBron James in a playoff game. That's not having a bad night. That's a complete breakdown. In Game 5, Reed Sheppard intercepted a pass and converted it into a dunk. Then on the next possession, LeBron launched a deep three that was short. Brick, nothing but air. You're watching one of the greatest players in NBA history basically give away a game. His jumper wasn't falling, his passes were getting picked off. His decision-making was off. LeBron eventually took responsibility, calling his play unacceptable, and he was right.
James has it ripped away. Sheppard on the steal and the flush.
Number 7, Nikola Jokic's underwear catastrophe. What could possibly be more embarrassing than your team losing a playoff game by 16 points and falling into a 3-1 series deficit? The answer? Losing your underwear in the visiting locker room. After Game 4 against the Timberwolves, Nikola Jokic showered and got ready to head home. But when he went to get dressed, he panicked. "Someone stole my underwear," he announced, visibly bewildered and alarmed. The Denver Nuggets MVP was on a manhunt for his missing underwear. He looked everywhere, up, down, all around the locker room, growing more anxious by the second. This is Nikola Jokic, a 3-time MVP, a generational talent, and he's having a complete meltdown over missing underwear. Eventually, he found it draped over the closet rod in his own locker. Crisis averted. Everyone remembers this moment, not because of the loss, not because of the series deficit, but because the MVP was genuinely convinced someone had stolen his boxers. In the hierarchy of embarrassing moments, losing your dignity over a pair of underwear? That's a different level entirely. Number 6. Nicholas Batum's game-losing blunder. Nicholas Batum is a veteran. This guy has played in the NBA for over a decade. He's been in the playoffs multiple times. He knows the rules, he knows the game. With 16 seconds remaining, the Clippers were leading the Spurs. Coach Tyronn Lue brought Batum in specifically to inbound the ball. A simple task, one of the easiest jobs in basketball. Batum received a pass while his feet were still out of bounds. Immediate turnover. The ball went to San Antonio. The Spurs scored. The Clippers, who had led by 25 points, lost 116 to 112. All because a seasoned veteran made a mental error so fundamental, it's almost unbelievable. His feet were out of bounds. That's a rule you learn in elementary school baseball. This is a high-stakes, game-losing, season-affecting mental error by a player who should know better.
6 seconds left, but 2 for the tie. No good. James gets the...
Number 5. Draymond Green's jumping on back foul. There are many ways to commit a foul in basketball. You can push, you can hold, you can block a shot illegally, but there's one way that's absolutely ridiculous: jumping on someone's back. Late in a Warriors game, the team needed to stop the clock, so Coach Steve Kerr had a solution. Have Draymond Green literally jump on DeAndre Jordan's back during a free throw, and here's where it gets weird. Draymond defended this move. He called it high-level basketball IQ. He said it was necessary to guarantee an immediate whistle. The internet did not agree. This wasn't basketball IQ. This was wrestling. This was absurd. The visual alone, Draymond on DeAndre's back, like some kind of bizarre piggyback situation, became instantly iconic for all the wrong reasons. It became a meme. It became a joke. Number 4, SGA's Yeti coat catastrophe. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander showed up to Madison Square Garden wearing what can only be described as a Yeti costume. This was a massive, shaggy, brown and white faux fur monstrosity that looked like something Bigfoot would wear in the Arctic. Fans immediately started roasting it. One person called it a skinny teddy bear. Another compared it to a tarantula. Social media erupted with jokes. The Inside the NBA crew had a field day. The SGA was asked about it. He literally refused to explain it, just saying he was gonna gatekeep. SGA still scored 26 points and won the game, but that's not the point. He showed up looking like he was about to film a nature documentary in Siberia, and the entire NBA world noticed and roasted him. What makes this embarrassing is that SGA committed to it. He wore it with confidence, he owned the chaos. But in doing so, he became a meme. Number 3, Tankathon Friday. On a single night, the NBA experienced something so fundamentally wrong that it sparked league-wide conversation. It was called Tankathon Friday. 5 different games, all on the same night, all with a margin of victory of at least 32 points. The Knicks beat the Bulls 136-96, a 40-point margin. The Bulls scored just 16 points in the entire first quarter. The Thunder dominated the Trailblazers by 38 points. The Celtics beat the Wizards by 35 points. The Suns demolished the Hornets by 33 points. The Nuggets beat the Spurs by 32 points. In 24 hours, there were 220 points of combined margins victory across 5 games. The average margin was 24.4 points. This set a post-merger record. But here's the real embarrassment. Nobody cared about competition. The broadcasts had to switch games because they were already decided by halftime. The league's integrity was visibly crumbling on national television. The Inside the NBA crew destroyed the league for this. On that night, the NBA basically admitted, we don't care about competition, we care about draft picks. Number 2, the Orlando Magic's 45-minute shooting drought. Imagine being up 24 points. Imagine being in complete control. Imagine having the game essentially won. And then imagine going 45 minutes without making a single field goal. That's what the Orlando Magic experienced in Game 6 against Detroit. The Magic led 62-38 early in the third quarter, and then the basketball stopped going in. The Magic missed 23 consecutive shots from the field. This is the longest streak in a playoff game in the shot clock era. After scoring 60 points in the first half, the Magic scored only 19 points in the entire second half. That's a 41-point swing. The The final was 93-79. The Magic went from controlling the game to being completely humiliated, from a 20.4 lead to a 14-point loss. It's one of the worst collapses in playoff history.
Finding Harris, and the little short two will drop.
Number 1. The Hawks' historic 51-point playoff humiliation. Game 6, Eastern Conference, first round. The Hawks trailing 3-2, one last chance to stay alive. Instead, they experienced the single most embarrassing playoff loss in modern NBA history. The final score, 140-89, a 51-point margin of victory. But here's what makes this historically embarrassing. The game was over before halftime. The Knicks led 83-36 at the break. The Hawks scored 36 points in an entire half of basketball. The first quarter alone saw the Knicks outscore the Hawks 40-15. The Hawks were down 25 points after one quarter. The game was already over. That 47-point halftime lead, the largest halftime margin in NBA playoff history. The Hawks went into Game 6 with their season on the line, and instead of fighting another day, they got demolished in a way never seen before in modern playoffs. It wasn't competitive, it wasn't close, it wasn't even a game, it was a demolition. So yeah, for a league filled with legends, millionaires, and all-time greatness, the NBA sure knows how to produce some unbelievably stupid moments. This countdown was proof that sometimes basketball isn't about highlights, it's about humiliation. And the worst part? Every single one of these moments is permanently living. If you want more NBA countdowns like this, subscribe now and comment which embarrassing moment was somehow the hardest to watch. I'll see you in the next video.